Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of The Novelist. In the last episode we found out that Tommy is behind on school and he's trying to catch up on his reading. So this game is giving me trouble today with recording it. It will not let me fit it to the screen right, so you're going to see my FPS in the bottom corner and a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to have to edit out. But very unfortunate, I've been having a problem today, which is weird because everything was working fine yesterday. But this chapter is called The Road Ahead. And it capitalizes on the fact that the summer is ending, and that means that the family is going to be leaving. But make sure you guys check out the links to the Steam store page for the Novelist, to the developer's website, and the Novelist main website that should be in front of you right now, or ending, or something like that. I'm still working on the timing for these things. But check those out, guys. It's some previews that I'm giving you of the website so that you know what they look like, and you can go and look at them and give the devs some love. So a little behind the scenes is I am still prepping. I am desperately behind because I found out that after our 10-day trip up to our hometown in which we are driving, so it's going to be a lot of commuting, a lot of stuff like that, we are actually going to go to Vegas with some friends. Immediately after, there will only be like a 2-day break. We'll be home for 2 days and then we're going to be going to Vegas. I won't give any dates or anything like that, but we are going to be gone longer than I thought. And I didn't know that, or I forgot about it, or I just didn't think about it. So we are likely going to have a lapse in videos here in the next couple weeks. At least some of them are going to be sacrificed. I am trying my hardest, guys, but it is not easy to prep 27 videos, believe it or not. I've never successfully done it, and it's just I don't have enough time. In between getting the car ready for the commute, getting everything ready, figuring out Dozer's vaccinations, figuring out where she's going to be boarded, figuring out everything with our landlords, and we're moving. So we're on our way out. So we're having a lot of inspections in our house right now, and I'm trying to get moving preparations done. It's not being a fun time right now. It's not a good time, and all of these series are ending, and The Novelist is likely to end soon too. So it is just not a good time for me to be having to prep this many. So we are going to have a few days, maybe even a week, where we don't have any videos, and there will be a vlog about that. And I realize that I'm going to lose all of my algorithm and all of my reach on YouTube, but that's just how it's going to have to be. Also, I'm applying for colleges. Everything is going smoothly, but also wrong, because I have no time for myself anymore, which is unfortunate. But I'm here to relax and play some video games, so let's get right into it. Enough about me. Let's read some notes.
Barb.
Thanks.
By the time you get this, we'll be on our way home.
Sweet.
So don't write me back here.
Great.
It's hard to believe this summer's almost over. So much has happened. The show, getting used to life up here, painting more than I have in years, losing Grandma Joe, figuring out where Dan and I are. Part of me doesn't want to leave, but I know it's time. They say you can't go home again. I think I know what that means now. I don't have it in me to explain everything here, but things will never be the same. I don't even know what home I'm going back to. The only thing I do know is that I'm ready to start painting again. For real, like I did before Tommy.
Dozer?
I'm scared and excited and nervous all at the same time. I just wish I knew how we were going to make it work. I hope this finds you well. Yours, Linda.
Very good. That very well said there, Linda. I'm proud of everything you've accomplished on this grand gurney of yours. Okay. Tommy? Going back to school. He's excited. Dinner this week. Sunday, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and broccoli. Monday, Joe's tuna casserole and salad. Tuesday, baked ziti and salad. Wednesday, roasted chicken, new potatoes, tomato, and cucumber salad. Thursday, spaghetti and meatballs. Friday, hamburgers, baked beans, and corn on the cob. Dan grills night. Saturday, quiche, Lorraine, and salad. Watching our waistlines. Oh, should probably, okay. Oh.
I think it's time.
Tickets are booked for Tahoe in September. Just the two of us. Awesome. Mr. Kaplan, we've reached a decision and are pleased to offer you the position of Assistant Professor of Literature. We had many applicants for the position, and after careful review, we feel your history with the university and your status as a published author will give you a unique connection to our students. We apologize for the lateness of the decision, but administrative adjustments delayed our annual budget review, and the position was only recently approved for hire. Professor Strode will handle your course load until September 21st, at which point you will take over classes. We will provide temporary housing for you during this speedy transition, but need your answer as soon as possible. Your offer letter is enclosed. Please sign and return it at your earliest convenience. So all of this was for naught. Dan has a job that is lined up for when they are out of this place, and everybody's suffering was for nothing. The moral of the story, suffering is for nothing. Dan, get out of this room. So lucky to have someone like her. Yes, you are. I'm going to read your book.
An associate professorship at Hardesty?
Mm-hmm. Hardesty.
Entry level, sure, but everyone has to start somewhere, and it's the perfect situation for writing. The sabbatical program alone makes the job worth it. And the thought of actually working with Professor May? Wait, I guess I'd be calling him Philip now. That'll take some getting used to. But moving's a big step. I can't imagine a new school with new kids would be easy for Tommy.
It is a big step. Moving sucks.
Staying in Laurenton would be better for him and Linda, but they aren't handing out professorships on the corner. This isn't the kind of offer you pass up without a very good reason. But I might have 2 good reasons. Tried to sleep on it last night. What a joke. You have to be able to sleep for that to work.
That is interesting. That's an interesting sentiment to me because, as you guys know, a couple years ago, Cake was offered the job of a lifetime down here in California as a mechanic, where they paid for his college to get his degree and all of his trade stuff that he needed. And he was so on the fence about it because I was so comfortable in our hometown around my cousins and my brother, and I was comfortable with working minimum wage and just living with my parents, and he almost sacrificed that because of how comfortable I was. But in the end, I said, you know what? If this is your dream and you want to do it, like we don't have a lot of years on this planet. Go do it. There's no point in passing up offers. Like, and I'm with him every step of the way. I 100% I supported him. I moved my ass down here like 3 months after we got married. I moved and we built a life down here, and everything everything came around in time. It was a rough adjustment. It was really rough, but now, I mean, we have our own house. I'm going to college. He's got a job that's really, really nice. We have a dog together. I mean, it's interesting because on the side of Linda, I understand wanting to hold back because it might not be ideal for her and Tommy. But on the side of Dan, I get what he's saying because it isn't something that's likely to happen again. You know, you have to take leaps. You have to take risks. You have to do what you have to do to be happy. And it's very interesting. I'm interested to see where he fucks up and makes it all about him.
I just talked things over with Dan.
Okay.
We really have some serious thinking.
Oh, Linda's side. Great.
The job at Hardesty sounds like a great opportunity for him, but moving would be so hard on us. I really want to join Art for All, and after everything we've been through with Tommy, it would be better for him to have some stability. I could even go full-time if Dan found a steady job, though I know he can't do that if he takes on extra tutoring with Tommy, and I'd never fault him for that. If we stay in Laurenton and Dan works with Tommy, I could still do the program part-time. Either way, it'd be better for Tommy and me than moving. But I know that professorship would mean so much to Dan. Can't everything be simple just once?
That's interesting because what I'm hearing Linda say is it'd be easier. We could do this. I could do a part-time program. Tommy might have more stability. But what I'm hearing is she's scared, which is, if you've settled down, you have a kid, you have jobs and responsibilities you need to meet for the life that you have in front of you. But she's also scared to leave her comfort zone. And as people, we don't grow unless we leave our comfort zone. You saw it with Dan and Linda earlier in the game where they had some really big issues with each other, and both of them had to take steps out of what they thought was comfortable in order to make that better. So I feel like it'd be almost hypocritical for her to say, no, I don't want to move after we've done all of this moving outside of comfort to fix our relationship. I don't want to do this because this is a big violation of my comfort zone. I feel like she's setting up walls because there's always a million reasons not to do something, but really you just gotta be willing to take that leap. And as somebody who was nearly homeless because I took a leap, hey, doesn't turn out bad every time, just some of the most of the time. Can I go to, I need to get out of this room, get out of Dan, get away from him. Okay, where's Tommy's room? God, everything sucks in this house. The lights are all broken. Nothing, my boy. Don't want to make new friends. Why not? Oh, they're happy and smiling together now. We have fixed the relationship with the boy. Everything is going well. He's already in here typing? Jesus, Dan. Okay. Stupid fucking puzzle games. Huh. Okay, I'll take a look, see this. Hardesty University, C.O. Thomas Castle, 902, okay. Paul.
There were days when I thought this moment would never come. When I finish writing this, I'm going to pack everything up and drop the manuscript in the mail. My palms are sweating just thinking about letting it go.
A lot of lawnmowers today.
I had no idea how hard it would be to finish this one. I took everything I had, and it's hard to look back over the summer without laughing. To think the plan was to get away from everything and just focus on the book. But you can't get away from yourself. Life doesn't give a damn about geography. I don't know when you'll get this or where we'll be.
Right about that.
Or what you'll think. I know what I think, but objectivity left the building months ago. Some days I think this is the one. Other days I have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that says my career is over. All I can do is drop this in the mail and hope. Here goes.
Congratulations, my dude. Let's go into your memories now. You finished your book.
How long is the drive?
2 hours. We'd have to move.
2 hours? A 2-hour move? Oh my lordy Lou. Descend on top of him. Hello.
It's impossible to get into a rhythm right now. This place was supposed to create some peace and quiet, but I almost never get 2 unbroken writing blocks in the same day. I know I'll never get exactly the schedule I want, that's just a fact of life. But that doesn't make it easier to get good work done with everything else going on. Just gotta figure out a way to push through. No other choice, really. This book isn't going to write itself.
Very good. Sounds great. Proud of you. Just drop the envelope in the mail. Well, you have to put the fucking book out. You've spent like months and months obsessing over it. Okay, so I need to get into Linda's art studio. Hup, hup.
Hey, how's it going?
Linda, I'm pleased to meet you. Well, by letter, anyway. I'm surprised we've never met, considering how small the art community is, but from your letter, it sounds like you may not have been as active as you'd like to have been over, yup. Regardless, I'm very excited to tell you more about our work here. At a high level, the program is simple. We're a collective of artists who use our work for the betterment of our city. We host fundraiser galleries, donate our work to charity auctions, and teach art classes. We offer both paid and unpaid courses, and all proceeds from the paid courses go to local charities, usually the food bank. Our free courses are part of a pioneer program we've recently started, where we provide a safe place for victims of violence, members of our local AA chapter, and even parolees trying to get back on their feet. The program is still in its early stages, but we've been very pleased with the results. It's a very exciting time. Anyway, you'll find more details in the enclosed information packet. I'd love to talk to you about joining in person when you return to Laurenton. So you wouldn't make any money. Visiting artist Linda Kaplan show. I already looked at that last time. Shit. Woo! Yes? Don't.
I'm gonna get you.
Could you leave me alone, please? I am an ethereal being. Dan, calm the fuck down with the typewriter. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, after additional consideration, I'd like to augment my recommendation. I believe that the best course of action for Tommy's development will be continued tutoring throughout the school year. It'll be important to coordinate with his teachers and make sure the lessons are aligned. As before, encouragement from both of you is a critical component. Mr. Kaplan, I've observed that Tommy looks at you in particular for validation, which I believe comes from a connection that he's made with your profession. If at all possible, you should be a part of his tutoring, although Miss Kaplan is more than capable of aiding him as well. I hope I haven't overstepped my bounds by contacting you, but Tommy is a bright boy, and I think with the proper support, he can not only catch up, but excel. I understand you'll be leaving town shortly, but please don't hesitate to contact me by phone during the school year if I can help. Dr. Donald Samuels. Dr. Donald Samuels. Tommy is suspicious. Don't be suspicious, dude. Curiosity killed the Tommy. Huh. Alright, I'm a ninja. Hey! Whoa!
Well,
Oh.
I guess family time every night was too much to ask for. That worries me, though Dan did agree to be at dinner every night, so he's at least trying. It's just, we came here to start fresh and set things right. We were on such a bad course before. And if we can't make time to do it right while we're here, how will we be able to do it when we get back home? There'll be so much going on when we get back. Are we doing enough here?
Okay.
I could even go full-time if...
You can say it. If I got a real job.
But what if Linda got a real job?
What if I...
Send my second painting for the full-time application. This is a dicey situation here. Hey, they're smiling now. That is something at least. I just fell out of the lamp.
What about my friends?
You'd make new ones, buddy.
Indeed. Show my friends my new backpack at school. Okay, wait. So Dan wants to drop the envelope with his book in to the mail. Is the envelope... Wait, what envelope is it? Is it for the college position or is it for the book? No, it must be for the book because he wrote a letter to Paul saying he was going to drop it in the mail. So it must be for the book. So this should be for the professor job. Linda wants us to send in her second painting for a full-time application. This is really weird because it feels almost like I can't compromise with anybody. Because if I pick Dan, which I'm inclined to do, I feel like I can't compromise with Linda or Tommy because these are all things that need Dan to not get the job to happen, right? I am stuck on this decision because on the one hand, I see my husband in Dan's dilemma right now of getting a job offer that he would have to ask a million different favors from his family so that he can go do this, which is something that is promising for him because it's in his field. He has the opportunity to work next to other experts. He can probably get more inspiration on his books there. It's a great opportunity for him, and he's on the fence because he doesn't want to ask that of his family, and that was Richard 2 years ago. And then I'm on the same side as Linda, where she's made sacrifices. She has made sacrifices for Dan now. In this time, she's already made sacrifices, and she's put her life on hold so that he can do what he wants to do, which is where I'm at personally right now. I don't relate to Tommy because I'm not good at school, but Linda and Dan are really reaching out to me here, and I'm still... Even with all of that consideration, I am leaning towards Dan because you can never underestimate what moving to a new place will do. I was stuck in my hometown with my parents for 20 years, and I came down here and moved with my husband to California, and it's been incredible, the change that has gone through me just moving. I mean, it wasn't just a move, it was a very long road, it was a lot of money, a lot of sacrificing, and a lot of making it work, but it's changed my entire person. I can finally kind of find new things, and I've experienced so many new things in California, and it's really incredible what it can do and the opportunities that are here, because I have a lot of opportunity now. I can go to college, I'm finding out what I want to do, which I feel like is almost what Tommy and Linda need. Because Linda seems to have banked entirely on this summer vacation as what was going to fix everything. But while they were at summer vacation, Tommy was suffering because he was away from his friends, he was falling behind on school, And Linda didn't get what she wanted to get. So now it feels like she's scared to move on because her plan didn't work. Their plan didn't work. Everything that they did didn't work. But I feel like everybody should just push it a bit, push the comfort zone, and see what happens. Because other than that, you're going to be stuck for a very long time. And you're not even going to realize that you're unhappy until you leave. I didn't realize how unhappy I was living with my parents in my hometown until I left. And then it all just kind of came out. And I know this is where I'm supposed to be now. So I'm going to go with Dan. Gonna go with Dan. Dan. Okay. I picked Dan. There are no more letters from the person. Did she kill herself? Oh. Dinner. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Wait. There's no compromise? I can't compromise? Wait, I can't compromise right now. What? No, I can't compromise. I just whispered to Dan and finished the story. What are you talking about? I can't? That would have been cool to know before I did that, but okay. Alright. Okay. That's it. I picked my path. We'll see what happened. Dan agonized over the decision, but in the end, he couldn't pass up the opportunity to take professorship. A job with a steady paycheck that revolved around his craft gave him hope that writing could finally become his future, that he could devote his professional life to it and make his dreams a reality. He signed and mailed the offer letter the next morning. Tommy didn't handle the relocation well. His first year of school had been hard enough, but being a stranger on his first day of a new year, surrounded by children who already knew each other, was even harder. It took him months to adjust, and he never understood why they'd had to move and start over. But he will. He will understand. While Linda understood why Dan had accepted the position at Hardesty, it did nothing to ease her disappointment over leaving Laurenton. Blairstown had no programs like Art for All, but she refused to give up on her painting, and she put on a successful gallery in November. Her only regret was the feeling that she'd had to do it on her own, that her husband didn't truly support her career. And that's how the Kaplans' summer in the house on the cliff came to an end. It was much more than a single season on the coast. Dan's choices there would come to define the rest of his life. Dan finished his novel, and when he sent it to Paul, he felt he had something Dozer! Deep down, something good. He knew it wasn't a classic, but it did well enough that he was able to keep writing for a living. He did better than that. In fact, he became a successful lecturer, and his books were well received for the rest of his career. Dozer! She's eating a letter as we speak. And by the end of summer, Tommy was a much happier child. His self-confidence had grown, and when he went back to school, he emerged from his shell, making new friends. His teacher encouraged his love of drawing, and by high school, he developed his style enough to earn a scholarship to art school. He became an accomplished comic book artist and had a loving family of his own. When they left the house, Dan and Linda's love was deeper than it had ever been. They spent the rest of their lives on an endless honeymoon, traveling and embracing life in a way that couples... What? They grew old together, always secure in a deep love that carried them through whatever life handed them. Dan would look back on that summer from time to time and wonder why he had made the choices he had. He never quite shook the feeling that the voice in his head had been more than just a voice, and in quiet moments he even imagined that he had been a character in someone else's novel. At times he was almost sure of it. Ooh, I don't know. Oh no, I have a problem with how that happened. I don't know. because it was doing great. It showed me the wrap up of the chapter, and then at the end, it just branched off, and now it feels like everything that I did, every choice that I made, did nothing. That I didn't do anything, because the choices that I made set Tommy back. He was doing bad in school, and suddenly he has a full ride scholarship to an art college, and he's an accomplished comic book artist. Linda believes that Dan doesn't support her career choice, and then suddenly they're just in love for the rest of their lives. I don't know about that. I don't know. Okay, that was the end of The Novelist. I am very on the fence about this game right now. I think the ending might have just killed it for me. Okay, let's do a review. So, The Novelist is the story of a family, Linda, Dan, and Tommy, who go to a cabin or a rented home during the summer in the middle of nowhere in hopes that Dan can finish his book, because he is a novelist. He's trying to finish his book in peace, get away, take a break from the city life, and get away from their old habits. Linda is an artist, and she is trying to focus more on her paintings, and Tommy is just a boy. He's just a little kid going to school and being a Tommy. I don't know. Throughout your time at the house, you see them go through a lot of different things. You see Dan start to fall into drinking. You see Linda start to get angry that they're not going out and doing more as a family. You see Tommy struggling, having his father so busy all the time and not getting any recognition from him with the things that he's doing in his life. So Tommy falls behind in school. Linda starts to feel very trapped in the marriage, and they feel like it's starting to fall apart. And Dan, all the while, is stressed and struggling to finish his book. You go through a lot of different things with this family, and then at the end, Dan gets an offer to be a professor at a local or a university. Linda wants to join a nonprofit art full-time organization that would help a lot of people, like people that have suffered from domestic violence, people that are in AA, people that are they're parolees, training back on their feet. She wants to do something like that, and Tommy just wants to stay at the school that he's at. And then you make a grand choice, and I'm almost willing to bet that no matter what choice you make, the ending is the same. It feels so disjointed for me, because throughout the entirety of this game, our choices had a positive effect on whoever you chose, and then a lesser positive effect on whoever you compromised with. And sometimes even a negative effect on somebody that you compromised with to help them. And it feels like those choices mattered so much. It's a lawnmower passing by. It feels like those choices mattered so much in shaping these people, in where we were going next. And then at the end, at the biggest choice we had, there were the immediate effects. You saw it. You know, Dan chose to move. He wanted the job. They moved. Linda was disappointed. She felt like she wasn't being supported. And Tommy reacted incredibly negatively to having to start over at school. And then all of a sudden, they paint this perfect picture off of all of the negativity that just happened. There was a perfect picture in the end. Dan was a accomplished publisher. He was an accomplished author. He was working at the school. It was going great. Tommy grew up and got a full ride scholarship to a university and became a comic book writer. Linda was doing something. She hosted an art gallery all by herself. And then Dan and Linda's marriage is just perfect. So it feels like everything I did in this game was just dashed. And I understand that it's hard to build people up and then make so many branching paths at the end, but I really feel like they killed it with the ending. I don't know if that was just the ending that I got, but I'm actually disappointed in how it ended. It felt so easy to just write it off as this is what your choice did immediately, but they're all perfectly fine later on, which we might have seen them be perfectly fine later on, but it felt like everything I did didn't matter. And that's what sucks, because this was going really well. I liked this game, but the story just kind of took a dive. I feel really unfulfilled. I feel like I was just led along on this story, and then at the end it just kind of like shut the door at the best part and we missed something, or maybe I made a wrong choice or I scared them too many times, but it just feels like it was just one big roller coaster up, and then it was just a sudden drop, and the drop didn't lead anywhere. The drop just left you right at the beginning, right at the top of the roller coaster hill. It just left you there and nothing else happened, and that sucks. I'm not too thrilled with how that happened. Maybe I'm reading into it too much. I probably should just be happy that everything turned out okay with them, but no, I'm not. The graphics in this game are pretty dang good. It's just minimalist. There's no detail in the people's faces. They're kind of polygonal. The colors, they're basic. There's shading and stuff like that, but I liked it. It fit the theme. It really did, and it stayed consistent. There was detail where there needed to be, and it just kind of, it looked great. It was fine. I had no issues with the graphics. It actually reminded me a lot of a game I played that didn't record, so I am just not going to mention it, but the audio in this game was pretty good. There's a lot of voice acting in it. I liked it a lot. The voice acting from Linda and Dan was pretty nice. The footsteps, everything was good. There's like this soul piano track that plays throughout the entire game. It wasn't repetitive. I hardly even noticed it because I was so immersed in not getting caught by them and learning about what was going on that I just didn't think about the background sound. But everything overall with the audio was pretty good. I enjoyed it. There's no complaints there. The controls were just WASD, and the mouse, no worries with that. Or you have space too, but I like the stealth character, or the stealth part of this game. It was pretty interesting. It gave it a little bit extra than just being a walking simulator. It added to the part that you are not just a camera that's floating around watching them. You are a camera that's floating around watching them that they can see. And there were options at the beginning of the game where we could have eradicated the need for stealth so that I could just absorb the story, but I felt like doing it with the stealth anyways, and I paid for it dearly several times. But overall, The Novelist was an interesting journey, but not one that I feel like paid off. It just feels like it flatlined at the end, and it's really unfortunate because now it's like they tried too hard to give closure. I feel like if they would have just left it with my immediate choices and let me wonder what happened to them, it would have been leagues better than them spelling everything out. They had a happy marriage. They were in love again, and they lasted forever until they died. Tommy had his own family. He was a successful comic book. I feel like if they would have just left it with Tommy reacted negatively, or Linda was disappointed and felt unsupported, Dan went and did his thing. Like, I feel like if they would have left it there, it would have been much better. I don't really think the addition of what happened to them afterwards was necessary or helpful to wrapping up this game. I don't know why I'm being so critical on it. This isn't to say that it's a bad game, but in my mind, building up the story this much and then suddenly just kind of fixing everything at the end just kind of sucked. I don't know. In a game where choices matter, it felt like they didn't matter at the end, and that's very unfortunate for me, but overall, it was a nice experience to go through. The stealth was pretty fun to do. Jumping through the lights was nice, and it was really cool to be doing something like that and evading them in that way. The story building up was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making choices and seeing how it would affect people. The ending, I am not a fan of. So overall, this game was okay. It was okay. But I am still glad we played through it. It was a nice little calming game to have on the channel. Guys, check out the links to Orthogonal Games. I showed you their website at the beginning of this video. Check out the links to the Novelist main website and the Steam store page where you can get this game for a certain amount of US dollars. I showed you them all at the beginning of the episode. Please look at them because with no devs, we have no games. So give them some love, guys. Let them know what you thought. Or this game has branching paths, apparently. Play through the game yourself, and then let me know what you guys found out. I don't know. Could be fun. But that is it for me. We are going to start with a brand new series next Monday. Hopefully, again, I will reiterate, I am falling hopelessly behind, and there's just not enough hours in the day for me to make it up. I'm hoping to really bust out a lot of videos this weekend when I don't have to, get up and be like, making Richard breakfast or making him lunch and sending him off to work and stuff like that. Hopefully if I have days where I can just be at my computer, it'll be a lot easier and we'll see a lot more videos. But right now I am only 6 videos up and I'm less than 6 days away from leaving. So bear with me, guys. We may see a break here, but we'll get right back into videos once I'm back, I promise. And there will be new stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave me a like or comment down below the video. And if you liked me, then please subscribe today for some more content in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And that's it. New series next Monday, and that's it. Have a fantastic day, and out there, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe. Much love to your faces. I will see you guys in the next